I have been doing this new writing method lately that I found in a writing group called 20 Books 50K, and it's built for people with ADHD, and it's basically like you make tinier sprints like out of a regular like Pomodoro sprint, and you do 5 minutes of writing, 1 minute of like basic editing, as in like you can read it and there's no typos and stuff, and then you have to immediately jump back into 5 minutes of writing, 1 minute edit, 5 minutes writing. But at the beginning you sit there for like 10 to 15 minutes and you daydream about the scene, which like, does that not just make ADHD dopamine loving people so happy? It's like having an actual time to just like daydream and think about it. And this is like, I took some quotes from Pinterest to kind of like brainstorm for something, or like I'll go on Pinterest and just kind of like brainstorm some thoughts from my Pinterest board and just kind of think about what I want in the scene that's coming up, make some notes about it, and then I have these quick sprints to do it. And when I tell you, so this was 30 minutes, I did 819 words in 30 minutes. It's blowing my mind. And this is like, I didn't really have a big plan for this chapter. And it was also like my first time writing after not writing for like 2 weeks or a week from being sick. So helpful. So yeah, that's been working really well for me. So I just set up another one.
I was trying to explain here that I set up another sprint and plan to write for another half an hour and continue with what I was doing previously and hopefully get in another 1,000 words or so. But my dog was just crying really loudly in the background and you couldn't hear what I was saying. This whole reset has been so helpful to get my head back in the game and get back to writing. I'm still kind of resetting. This is the last thing. I'm finally like all better and everything, and I'm doing a reset on my writing. I just kind of showed, I think, I reset my writing space, did a lot of beautiful things to it to make it a lot cozier and just more functional. But I just wanted to like share as an end of this video to just like how hard it is like when you get out of practice writing to jump back in. It's like 6:15. I've been working on this for maybe like 30-40 minutes, and when I first sat down, and this has happened to me before, like when you first sit down after not writing for a little while, I find I just like don't know what to do. Like I'm like, how do I do this? How do I like create something on a page from my brain? And it like takes quite a few minutes. I like did a whole kind of like wrote down some notes about what I wanted to happen in a chapter. Then I was like, I need to go through the chapter before and read this. And I did, and I'm glad I did, because at some point I need to go through and basically It's just like so silly. At some point I started writing in like Microsoft Word, and I always was writing in either Google Docs or in Vellum, like directly. And then I like copied things to have a backup in Word. But then I started editing in Word. And now I went back to Vellum because I just kind of forgot that I was writing in Word. And I'm like reading through stuff and I'm like, what is this? Like I thought I was so much further along. Where's this part that I added? And then I go back to my Word doc and see that it's in the Word doc, but it's not in Vellum. So I have been thinking that my word count is like much lower than it is. But now I've edited some in Vellum, so I don't want to just like copy the Word doc into Vellum because I feel like then I'm gonna change things that I've already changed. So now I kind of need to compare and like reset my whole writing basically and just compare them side by side, which is just so annoying. So, because technically I've only like fully edited 2 chapters is what I have it marked down as, where I'm like, oh, this is done. Like, I'm content with this. For now, at least. But I don't know. But then I've written new chapters. Yeah, I've written 2 new chapters on here, so I think I technically have more that's done, but this is just a little bit of a mess and it needs some organization and some revamping. So I'm gonna do that this morning, even though I kind of started writing and it was fun, but I just forgot how emotional writing is sometimes. My character is really heartbroken and I'm like jamming to some Taylor Swift and like trying to get in that mindset. And as someone who's been like very happily married for over 3 years and then together for longer than that, it's like, I don't know, it just kind of hurts my heart to like have to go back to places where my heart was hurt many moons ago, especially how happy and healed it is now. It's just like so sad to think about, and it makes me like so emotional writing, and then that makes me feel like very drained, and I just forget how hard that is because it's like, oh, I want to like write accurate feelings. And so I'm definitely pulling from Taylor Swift that came out when I was in college. Lots of fun heartbreak that time of my life. So not fun, but lots of, emotions in your early 20s with relationships. And so I have a lot to pull from when I go back to these Taylor Swift lyrics, because that would be the soundtrack to a lot of complicated, things that you deal with as a young person, trying to navigate all that and figure out yourself. And I don't know. It's just interesting to think about. So, but that's what I'm doing right now. I'm like trying to write, but I'm also realizing that my whole writing system needs a reset, just like the rest of my life did. And we're working on it. It's gonna get there, hopefully. So, because I'm ready to just like give this whole book over to my editor soon. We're meeting about it this upcoming week, and I just need the first so many chapters to just be like solid read through,